to Podcasting with Steve. Podcasting with Steve is a video series that describes the different aspects of starting and developing our own podcast. Why should you start a podcast? Well, we are living in the golden age of self-expression. Whether we speak, whether we sing, whether we scribble our ideas on a piece of paper, whether we dance, draw, or doodle, there's a platform out there where we can spread our ideas far and wide. And you know what the best part is? We don't have to ask anybody for permission. Now, why should you start a podcast? Are you a youth coach? Could you do a weekly podcast on sportsmanship? Do you do home repairs? Could you do a podcast on efficient ways where we can maintain our homes? Are you a software engineer? Could you do a podcast so the common person can understand coding? If you answered yes to any of those questions, podcasting is for you. Today, we're going to talk about graphics. Graphics that we use specifically for thumbnails and virtual backgrounds. Now, as I share the screen, I'm showing you Canva, which is a software I use. Canva charges a nominal fee every year. I think it's affordable. You can create anything. You can create traditional documents, whiteboards, Instagram posts. I use it for this Zoom virtual background. I use it for podcast thumbnails, just all different things. I use it for my podcast. I use it for Podcasting with Steve. I use it for my work and my day job. We can do all kinds of things. Now, this is what I'll use for the thumbnail for each show that we're doing Podcasting with Steve. And this one is adding graphics. Now, if you wanted to start your own, you would go back to the home file. You would create a design. Let's say you wanted to do a flyer. So here you have it. There are pre-made flyers where you can adjust any way you want. You can also change the size or zoom in. And you can change the wording and keep the same format. I will do a virtual background right now and show you how it works. So the great thing is when you choose it, this is the size. It comes out the correct size, and you can go to design and they can pick out a design for you, and you can add whatever you want. You can add elements. You want to add a bicycle, you can add a bicycle. Now, here's what's really cool. Right now, I think the bicycle's in a good spot, but let's say you wanted it somewhere else. Let's say you wanted it on the bottom of the document. So you hit position, you come over here, you go bottom. You want it bottom right? You put it bottom right. You want it top right? You put it top right. You put it whatever way you want. Or you could just drag it and just manually put it where you like. You can make it bigger. You can make it smaller. And then if you want to get rid of it, you just you just put it in the trash. Goodbye. You can do text. If you would like large text, you could add headings. I actually went and added 3 of them. But this is a heading. This is a large text. Yeah, you don't necessarily want it that big. You get rid of it. you add a subheading, a little bit smaller, or this would be the body. Now, let's say you would like to put in your own text box. You can do that also. And there it is. Now, this is really small, and I like to make things bigger. So I am going to make it bigger by doing this. I can also change the font size by highlighting it, and it's on 73 right now. I could make it 16. Oh, that's way too small. Or I could make it 28. Or I could make it a little bit less than 73 and make it 64. You can do a lot of things with that. So now I'm going to get rid of the text. And then I'm going to talk about branding. And if you have a company logo, you can upload that. If you would like to take some of these designs in different colors, you can do that. And then there's the uploads. You can upload things. You can upload graphics from your phone, pictures you take, videos you take, anything you want. I do a lot of Toastmaster things. So I've uploaded the Toastmaster logo. This is a little bit big for that cloud, but I can make it a little bit smaller so it fits. I can take it out. This is Bet, who I put on a Toastmaster flyer because she was a fantastic guest speaker we had last week at the esteemed Oakland 88 Toastmasters meeting. This is one of the best pictures I had. This is when my friend Randy took me to the A's game, and I got to meet Rickey Henderson. I can make Rickey a little bit smaller. I can make Rickey a little bit bigger. But this is good stuff. So there's all different things you can do with uploads. You can draw. Now, I can tell you right now, you're never going to see me draw because I'm not the greatest artist in the world, but let's say I was. You can do it in red. You can do it in the yellow. But yellow, that's not going to work on here with that background. You can do it in blue. So there's all different things you can do with the different tools. These are different projects where you can store them. There's different photos. There's stock photos that you can upload. I generally like to use my own photos as much as I can. I did happen to use a stock photo for this microphone, but I probably should have taken a picture of my own microphone, but that's another podcast. And then this is just different backgrounds. So there's all different things you could do, and you can just do colors. So you can let Canva just set things up for you, or you can develop your graphics in your own image. So let's say you've made the graphic the way you want it. You come over here to File, and then I download it onto my computer, and it goes into my downloads. I use a PNG format. So it came out as untitled design. I actually like to title things. and I'll put Podcasting with Steve. Graphics. So there you have it. We have made graphics. Now, I'm not a graphic designer. I don't have a lot of experience with this, and I don't think I have special talents. So the way I learned how to do it is just to play with it. Canva is fantastic. Comes out with some great things. You cannot break it. Just play with it, upload some things, play with the backgrounds, play with the graphics, play with the different things you can do to make your graphics the way you want. And what's next for you? Well, you have a message. You have a message that the world needs to hear. And it's time for you to start a podcast. So let's get started. And while you're at it, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. So this message goes far and wide. So we'll find that shining needle of common ground in that haystack of fear.